Hey, how you folks all doing? My name is Curry. Welcome back to another video. I know I haven't made anything since basically December, and I thought, hey, it's summertime, so why not start off with a mod pack? I know I was on doing a Minecraft series before that, but that world got lost when I had to reformat my computer because, let's just say, bad things were happening. And it works fine now, thankfully. I don't have to make any drastic repairs, but unfortunately, I will be running at single channel memory for a while, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, as you can see today, we're just starting off a new mod pack. I've been playing mod packs for quite a few years now. I don't usually record them too often, but I thought it'd be fun to just kind of do something like this over the summer while I have time. The plan for this series is probably one episode every 2 days or so. I'm going to try my best to keep on that. I probably won't, but, you know, we'll give it our best. We'll give it the best old college try. Anyway, so what this mod pack is if I'm sure you've seen it before, but welcome to Sky Factory 4. I played Sky Factory 3 a lot with my friends back in 2017, and I really, really enjoyed it. There's a ton of mods in this mod pack that I am not familiar with at all, so learning them is going to be really fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I guess, yes. Starting off today, we'll just be doing what we can, what we do normally in Skyblock. At the moment, there is a mode called Prestige Mode where you have to get Prestige points in order to make the game a little bit harder, but I've turned that off today, so we can just get right to it. First up, let's go ahead and check the advancement book. So it's a lot different from Sky Factory 3 in that instead of a book, you instead have, I mean, you still have a book, but it's not like a checkbox sort of thing. It detects all of the things that you need, and it kind of just shows them like this, and you have all your different ages. So we're gonna start out with the the original age, just the Sky Factory 4 age, and just some getting started stuff. So to start off, get some dirt saplings. Now this mod pack uses a different form of collecting resources in I think resource hogs and then sky orchards. So it's super new. I've never tried it before. It looks really interesting. So I guess we should just give it a shot. First things first, let's grab a piece of wood and start off. Now, from what I understand, since there's no X-Nilo in this pack, it's a little bit different. And, oops, come on now. There we go. There's no X-Nilo in this pack, which means that a lot of the mods work a little differently. So if I go ahead and get another piece of wood, I believe I can still make a crook, but these crooks are a little different now. So let's go ahead and make this. So now we have a crook, and if I go ahead, I believe Vein Miner's enabled. It is, and we got some saplings. Excellent. I don't believe that wooden tools have anything more than 1 durability, do they? It's kind of hard. Nope, they have normal durability. I'm wrong. Or at least they're kind of crap durability. That's fine. So let's go ahead and get some more wood. So we start off with a dirt block, as usual, and we have some dirt logs here, the usual. And then we have a piece of dirt underneath us. And basically how Sky Orchards work is that you have all different types of resource trees, which is a really, really cool concept. And from those resource trees, you can collect stuff to make more resources, which is a really interesting concept. So to start off here, let's go ahead and make all of this into oak wood planks. And what I'd like to do is, I'm going to make this one of our platforms. Oh, I forgot. If you shift right-click stuff, you can pick it up. So if you shift and right-click, you can pick it up and put it down anywhere, which I think is really cool. It's kind of defective with some other specific mods, so I'm going to try not to use that too much, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's go ahead and make a ton of planks because I want to get started on making our platform just a little bit bigger. And I'll go ahead and do that. I'm trying to make it maybe, I don't know, like a 4x4, maybe a little larger. I should also make an axe. That's probably a good idea. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And that's a pickaxe. I want an axe. There we are. And we do have inventory tweaks, thankfully, which makes my life a lot easier. Excellent. So let's go ahead and continue making our sky platform a little larger, just so we can start getting some stuff. Now, in this mod pack, there's also the existence of bonsai pots, and I'll show you how those work in just a future episode, or actually, I'll probably end up doing it this episode, honestly. But it's pretty interesting how resources are got. X-Nilo, I felt, was very grindy, but once you kind of got into it, it wasn't so bad. So, just like in the pack before, shifting will make the tree grow. Yay! Hasn't changed. It's always the same. I think later on also you can run by them if you sprint by them, and that'll do it too, which is kind of interesting. So that's cool. There we are. So let's go ahead and break that. And yeah. So the interesting thing is in this pack, crooks don't break. They just kind of they become broken. So I don't really see the point of them personally, but whatever. Well, you can still vein mine wood, of course. Thank goodness. And you actually get the stuff called dirt resin, dirt acorns, and occasionally you get dirt leaves, but we'll go into that later. So basically what these dirt acorns and dirt resins do is that if you go ahead and take a look at the recipe for dirt, and you just go over here, you can see that you can actually make blocks out of this stuff. So right now I can make 3 blocks of dirt. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to get up a nice little tree farm started here. So I think what I want to do is continue making this platform a little bit larger, and we're just going to try to do what we can here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to go ahead and cut real quick just to get a little bit of a setup going, and I'll be there in a second. Okay, so I went ahead and made our platform just a little bit bigger. Moved some stuff over, made it a little chest, and I think we're good so far. So basically what we're going to do now is, I believe if you run next to them, they will grow. Yeah, you can see there. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and break some leaves, get some more saplings. 25 saplings already. We're moving quickly now, aren't we? Let's go ahead and get some wood. And actually, this is kind of what we'll be doing just for a little bit, because I want to be able to get enough dirt that we can start up with some basic farming stuff, just to get some real basic automation going. And as you can see, my crook broke, and it's just a broken crook. So what you can do is, it's kind of unnecessary, but you can do it. I'm going to go ahead and make a few crooks. You can take this broken crook and put it with a normal crook, just like any other tool, and make it like that. I don't know if there's any other thing you can do to it. You can probably repair it, I would guess, with something, I'm sure, but it's not really worth it. So for now, we have what we have. We have an extra crook there. I got a chest right here. Eventually, I'm going to get into some new storage mods that are really, really interesting. Not yet, but we'll get there. Let's go ahead and get some more stuff. And yeah, so this is it's a little bit grindy, just like the beginning of Sky Factory 3. It's not nearly as bad, from what I understand, because you can kind of get things going pretty quickly if you're willing to do so. But you know, we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and get maybe, I don't know, maybe a few more. We don't need a whole bunch, but you know, enough to get a decent amount of dirt. Okay, and as you can see, the crook broke, so I can just toss it if I want. Also, Forgiving Void is in this pack. Oh, crap, I missed that. If you guys don't know what Forgiving Void is it's basically, I don't know if that's the exact name. Let me actually check. It's in the mod pack list. Mod options. Forgiving Void, right. So it's Forgiving Void. Basically, all it does, it makes, if you fall off the edge, you will fall back on, you can aim for your platform, and you will hit the ground. So that way, if you fall off the edge, you won't die instantly, which is super cool. But you'll be left with half a heart if you have no armor on. So that's just a heads up there. Well, I'm losing hunger very quickly, and I do not have very much food. I have 1 bacon and 1 donut, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's get just a little bit more. I think 1 or 2 more should be just fine, and I think then we'll move on to the next part of the mod. So I'll go ahead and do that. So one thing I wanted to show off real quick is that in this mod, there are no drawers. So if you're used to drawers from other mod packs, unfortunately, all we have is the Ender bookshelf. But instead, we have these things called crates. And these are actually from barrels, drum storage, and more. And there's a ton of different kinds of them. So you can make a lot of titanium. There's also Matter Overdrive, I suppose. I've never played with that mod, and I'm kind of excited to do it, but I know it comes later on, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, we have some crates right here. There's a wooden crate right here. I think you can just chisel them also to make them look how cool you want. You also have a crate key. But right now, we'll start off with a wooden crate. All we need is some wood and a chest, so let's go ahead and make that. So let's see. We need that. Some doobity-doo, some dippity-dee, some magic for thee. Let's go ahead and make that. And so we have a crate. So what these basically work the same as drawers, as far as I'm aware. You can just chuck wood in them, boom, like that. And you left click to get 1, shift left click to do nothing, and you right click to get a stack. Or you right click to put stuff in, and you just left click to get everything, which you don't want to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and real quick turn down the volume for this. Jeez, that is loud. I want to turn the music down a little bit. That should do it. All right, so that's that. We can actually make one for also wood planks, but I'm going to hold off on doing that for now. I'm going to go ahead and make this platform larger again and try to get a little bit of a setup going so we can have some nice trees. And then we'll actually move on to getting the other resources, which the way you get resources in this pack is very different from what I've played with before. So this is going to be a really interesting experience, and I'll be right back with that. All right, so I made the platform just a little bit bigger, but we're going to keep going here. So what we're going to do next is actually make something called the Petrified Sapling, and this is basically how we get cobblestone. To do that, we are going to need some air fryers, and by air fryer, what I actually mean is we're going to need some drying racks. So let's go ahead and make just a few more. I have them right here. Let's make just a few more of these. I think I need 8 total, so I think we're going to need a few more of these. So let's go ahead and get that. 10 of them. That should be just fine. And we'll stick them over here, I guess. Why not? Do I have an extra block with me? Just take just a quick piece of oak wood, and we'll just chuck it on top. Boom. So we can just put them on top like this. Doot, 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 doot. 8, 9, 10. And we can make food out of these. There's also some materials we can use from. We'll show you in just a second. All right, so we have some drying racks here so we can make food and stuff, and basically we got to make a petrified sapling. So if we go ahead and try to look at the recipe for saplings, as you can see there's a ton of different kind of resource saplings that you can get. Right now we want the petrified sapling, which is going to look like this, and what it is, it's just a dirt sapling with petrified acorns. How you get petrified acorns is by drying dirt acorns. So I got a few here. I should have really kept more of them, but we're just going to start off with these two. I guess I'll just real quick get a few more, and we should be good. Come on now. Make me a tree. Make me a tree. There it is. Boom. You got some of that. And let's go ahead and grab some of this wood. All right. And boom. Cool. We have a few more. I think we need one more. And we should be good. We have our first petrified sapling. Boom. Nice and easy. And our crook is broken again. Oh, joy. Yeah, eventually it gets a little easier to make these crooks, but until then, we're going to be kind of stuck doing it this way. If you look in the pack, actually, let's see. Crook. We have a few. Blaze rod, withered bone, bone, stone, wooden. We won't need these, honestly, very soon. Eventually, they'll become almost entirely pointless, but until then, we're going to have to be stuck with using them. All right, that should probably be good enough. Let's see, what do we got? We got 5 more. That's perfect. So there's actually a timer on the progress, which is pretty cool. So right now they're at 67%. We already have our first 2 ready to go, which is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and chuck these back in here. And once we have our petrified sapling, we can kind of move towards more other stuff. So eventually, as you can see, we actually get diamond saplings, which hopefully we'll be able to do, if not today's episode, most likely tomorrow's or the following day's episode. So we'll see how that goes. Real quick, though, what we can do is create a crushing tub right now. And with the crushing tub, we can do some pretty interesting stuff. This is a gate, actually, to a lot of different resources, which is super cool. So let's go ahead and do that. Crushing tub is just going to be pretty cheap. I just need some slabs. I'm just going to make it. Let's go ahead and do that. Crushing tub, crushing tub, crushing tub. Boop, boop. And we're gonna make use of this really quickly in just a moment. But for now, let's go ahead and make it. I'm gonna just slam it down right here, and we'll see how it goes. Looks like most of our acorns are almost completely petrified. These ones are catching up, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we just need 1 more, and we'll be able to make our petrified sapling. So basically, all the resources can be automated in this mod pack, similar to how Xnyla worked in the previous edition of Sky Factory. So this one's a little more interesting. It's a little more compact, honestly, because last time I tried to automate that, it ended up being a building-wide thing to do all resources, which isn't efficient, but that's just how I build. Mind you, my building skills and creativity in terms of that is very bad, so our base is going to look like hot, steaming pile of garbage, but we're going to have fun with it. So let's go ahead and begin. We have here our, what? Can it not see? Oh, it sees the crushing tub. That's interesting. Well, let's go ahead and break that and move that one over, I guess. Didn't know that was a thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and take one of our dirt saplings, take a petrified acorn, and boom, we have our petrified sapling. So basically what these things do is that, well, they're petrified saplings. They grow cobblestone, essentially. And actually, I should probably break these so they don't interfere. Let's go ahead and do that. I might put a few more of these so we can just get a few more petrified saplings. Eventually, this becomes a non-issue with the creation of the clay sapling, but we'll get into that hopefully in just a minute here. So let me go ahead and break these. And all right, now make. Shift click. Yay, we have a petrified sapling. So I'm going to go ahead and make another crook real quick. Crook. And I'm just going to repair this one because why not? And we're good. So as you can see right here, we got some petrified saplings and petrified acorns. And if I go ahead and break this, I think this actually broke, but who cares? If we go ahead and break this petrified log, we're going to get some petrified resin and petrified acorns. So like that. So these are our next resource. This is actually how we get cobblestone. So if I want to go ahead and look at the recipe for cobblestone, let's see. Boop, 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 boop. It's right here. And we have our first piece of cobblestone. Would you look at that? Isn't that beautiful? So unlike a lot of mod packs, you can't just kind of get everything from cobblestone. So from Xnyla, you were able to get it cobblestone from doing stuff. But I'll kind of go over that in a bit. There are cobblestone generators in this pack, which we'll be hopefully getting fairly soon. I do need lava for this, which isn't actually that hard to make. But in this pack, luckily, but to do that, we're just going to get into that in just a little bit here. So actually, could I make it now? No, I need clay for that, but we'll do that in a hot second. So what we can do next is try to find. Let's see. I'm gonna get a few more petrified saplings running, and hopefully we'll get what we need to start off getting this mod all underway. So this first part of the pack is really just gonna be me making a lot of resource stuff and expanding the base, and eventually we'll be getting into some more interesting mods as time goes on. So first up, though, I'm gonna try to get a ton of these saplings here, and yeah, let's deal with what we need to later. Okay, so I was able to get a few more saplings and all that, and I have just a little bit of extra petrified resin. Made a little extra cobblestone. I actually want to make a furnace real quick, because to make a furnace, we can start getting some food. As you can see, my level of hunger is going down pretty significantly since then, and it's actually a really quick and easy way to get food. If you make acorns, you can actually get some acorns here, and you can cook them up in a furnace. So furnaces are made the same way they usually are, but you can also split a furnace into 2 slab furnaces, just like you could. And so you have 2 of these. Now, what's interesting is these actually only hold half a stack each, which is a little unfortunate, but we'll deal with it when it comes to it. I don't know if you can recombine these either, but we'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and get some petrified acorns running. Actually, in one of them, I want to get some petrified acorns so we can get food, and in the other one, I want to make charcoal. So let's go ahead and get some wood. Not all of that. I don't understand how the right-click thing works here. It's kind of confusing, honestly. Let's go ahead and chuck these in the top, and let's get some wood. I think I have a bit of it right here. And let's go make some charcoal, and we'll go ahead and make some of that. So 1, 2, 3, boom, and we have some food running now. Cool. Anyway, other than that, we got still some more trees to do. So I think we can move on to the next tree now. I'm pretty sure. Let's hope. Let's go ahead and toss that. Make another one of these. I don't know if crafting table on a stick is in this mod pack. It's probably worth checking. Crafting table on a stick. Hey, it is. Would you look at that? And that's just pretty easy to make, so I can go ahead and make one of those. Crafting table. I don't know if the station matters at all, but it'd be cool to have anyway. Yay, crafting table on a stick, which makes my life a lot easier. And let's go ahead and chuck these 2 in here. So if we go ahead and just move everything to my inventory, everything's nice, fine and dandy. So we have a handheld crafting table now, which makes our lives a lot easier. So let's go ahead and get this. And I think after this, we can kind of move into our very next sapling that we need to get into. So for the next sapling, I believe it's the clay sapling, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like it is. There's a clay sapling, the bone sapling, and the gravel sapling. And we actually need the crushing tub that I made earlier to do that. Real quick, I think this food is done, so let's go ahead. So you make these petrified roasted acorns, and they give you 1 little meat pop of health, which is alright for now. That'll do perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And now that I think about it, I am running a texture pack. I'm running the modded Faithful texture pack. So a lot of these modded resources will look like this. I might take it off later if I want to. We will see. Anyway, as I said before, we need to go ahead and make some saplings. So let's go ahead and take a look at the clay sapling, because that's going to be the next one that's going to become really, really important. If you go ahead and take a look at the clay sapling, it requires clay acorns to make, or you can make some petrified resin around a dirt sapling. So that's pretty easy to make. Let's go ahead and do that. Boom, and we have our very first clay sapling. Now I'm going to make 4 of these real quick and get a ton of resources, and we're going to get into some really basic resource automation in just a minute. So what I want to do real quick is just get a few more of these, and I'll be right back. Alright, so real quick, I went ahead and made a little bit of clay here, as you can see in my inventory. And the clay is just made by getting all the resin and the clay acorns from the trees, and you can make clay just like that. Really quick and easy. And I made 3 clay real quick. So what we're going to do next is a new thing, which is called bonsai pots. Now, bonsai pots are something I've never played with before, but I do know how to use them, luckily. If you go ahead and take a look, you need to make bricks to use them. So I have some stuff here. Let's go ahead and take that. I'm going to make this into tiny charcoal because I like tiny charcoal. Let's go ahead and smelt that up. I'm going to take half of that and half of that, actually, so we can be a little more efficient. And basically how this works is that bonsai pots take a type of dirt. So as you can see, there's all kinds of different mulches you can get. And there's also dirt itself works fine. And they basically automatically grow, which I'll show off in just a second here. And it's a pretty interesting process. It's how resource automation is done early game. Eventually we'll be getting into these things, most probably called resource hogs, which I will explain at some point in the pack. Not quite yet, but I will do it. No worries there. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. How many acorns do we have? We have some petrified acorns. We have some clay acorns. I think what I'm going to want to do is make some more food. So I'm going to go ahead and take 8 of these and just chuck them in here as well. So with these bricks, we can make these things called bonsai pots. And here we go, bonsai pot. Use GEI to look up compatible soil, saplings, and their drop rates. So instead of having this stuff, which is it's fine and dandy, if we go ahead and grab a little bit of wood, not all of it. I don't want bonsai pots in there. Come on now. Give me a piece. Singular, please. There we go. And I need 2. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll just make a real quick chest here to hold stuff in. I'm just going to put it... I could probably replace this thing with it. If we go ahead and check down a bonsai pot, put a piece of dirt in it, and let's put the... I'm going to say the clay sapling. And basically, as you can see, the clay sapling is now growing. And it'll eventually grow to full height. And we basically can right-click it with an axe and get our resources from it. Now, it'll give less resources overall, but it does take some time to grow. As you can see, we have all these different kinds of mulches here, and brown mulch is the one we want, which can be get with cocoa beans, which come from jungle trees. Jungle tree saplings come from chucking a clay sapling into some mud in a cauldron, and we can actually make a cauldron real quick. If we just go ahead and do that, we have a cauldron. There's all kinds of cauldrons from the More Cauldrons mod in this mod pack, which is super cool. So what we can do is we need water. How do we get water? Well, it's pretty simple. From what I remember, all you have to do is get a cauldron and chuck leaves in it. Now, for leaves, we obviously need I believe you can make wooden shears. I'm pretty sure you could, but I can't quite remember. Let's go ahead and take a look. Shears, if I can actually spell shears correctly. Bingo. And you need actually 6 for that. All right, so we have some wooden shears here. Now, if we go ahead and I think you do need an axe for that. Okay, I'll just make one real quick. So I need some sticks. I need some wood. Please give me 1 piece. There we go. Doot, doot, and doot. And let's go and do that. And now if we right-click this bonsai pot, boom, we have some resources, which is pretty cool. We get some clay leaves from that, and that's pretty useful. But I actually want a lot of leaves really quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Boom, there we are. And also, I should not have it, in retrospect, I should have not made that much, what's it called, things, because it's actually kind of not necessary for me to make. I actually wanted some clay so I can make some clay buckets, but that's okay for now. Anyway, we have another bonsai pot. Boom. And we can actually probably replace this one with it. Let's go ahead and chuck that down. Boom and a boom. And this looks like this one ran out, so we'll just toss that. Thank goodness for the void. Now let's go ahead and grab our wood. And we can get another sapling going. I think what I want to do is get a dirt sapling here, because cobblestone sapling isn't a huge deal. We'll get into cobblestone pretty quickly here. Actually, I'm going to want all 3 eventually, obviously, but we'll get into that in a second. So basically they gave leaves and stuff. Leaves are pretty useful in that, crap, I forgot to shear the leaves. Oops, my fault. I gotta shear them leaves to get everything I want. Come on now. Trying to shift on some trees so I can get some leaves. Hey, now from what I remember, it's a cauldron recipe. At least I hope it is, because then I'll look real dumb if it isn't. Cauldron, so... Water. How do you get water? You can crush stuff. You can crush a lot of stuff in a squeezer, but I want to crush stuff in a cauldron. So there's water bottles. In the crushing tub, I believe, you can do stuff. So let's see. You get water from a sapling. Okay, so that's what I want to do, actually. I have quite a few petrified saplings, so I guess I could do that. I think you need 10 of them. Is it 100 millibuckets per crushing tub? Crushing tub. Let's see. I believe it's 100. Let's double check. 100 millibuckets. Okay, so this thing can hold 8,000 millibuckets. So let's go ahead and get 10 saplings and just chuck them in there. And how the crushing tub works is you pretty much just jump on stuff. That's it. Nice and easy. And then when it's done, there we go. We have 1 bucket of water. I think we have enough to make another clay thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Boom, boom, boom. And this time I'm going to keep 2 of these. And I'm going to make 2 buckets. And we're just going to go ahead and fire those up in the furnace slab. So I think that's where we're going to end off today's episode. Started out with a little bit of resource generation. Got our first bonsai pots running. Expanded our base. By the next episode, I'm probably just going to be right here, and we're going to continue doing stuff. Hopefully we'll get more bonsai pots and more different resources running pretty soon. And also we'll get some, I think, more reliable food source pretty soon. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below what you think of the series. It was just kind of a spur of the moment thing that I was like, hey, let's have some more fun. I kind of miss doing Minecraft. And we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Leave a like down below if you like it. Dislike if you disliked it. I like to really know you guys' opinions on what I do because it's fun. I enjoy doing this. It's kind of for my own personal enjoyment mostly, but it's a fun thing to do every now and then. Like I said, have a good one.